can I have your name, please, and how long have you been an activist lawyer?
Kwaku Duren, and I've been an activist lawyer since 1989, which will be about 20 years.
Okay, what made you become a lawyer in the first place?
I actually became a lawyer for many different reasons. One, because I thought it was a way to both employ myself independently and not being in a situation where I have a boss. You know, I didn't relish the idea of working for a boss in any field, right? And I thought the working as a lawyer would give me that independence that I wanted in terms of employment. I was also very much concerned about the lack of justice and the real lack of activist lawyers who would defend the people as a first priority, as opposed to defending the corporate world, so to speak. And I've also had personal experiences, like the death of my sister, shot by the California Highway Patrol in the middle of the night, and going through a civil trial and not really lacking knowledge about the process, but not understanding why the jury would find the officer not guilty of her homicide.
And also, you were in jail for a couple of years, and from what I understand, you got politically educated in jail. How did you become a lawyer after having a record for being in jail? Could you explain that, please? Right.
Well, the short story is that I had to, finish law school. I finished law school and passed the bar the first time. Then you have to go through a moral fitness sort of investigation by the state bar, and they held up my certification as a lawyer for about 9 months. I ended up threatening the state bar governors, the board of governors, that if they didn't give me my license, I was going to sue them, because I felt that they were discriminating against me by not giving me a license. They eventually did certify me. I got sworn in by the California Supreme Court. Became a lawyer in 1990, January 1990.
Tell us some of the famous cases you won.
I was involved in a number of cases. As a non-lawyer, the Kwaku versus Gates, obviously I was the plaintiff, one of the named plaintiffs, that ended the Public Disorder Intelligence Division of the LAPD, which is this political spying division. As a lawyer, I've won cases against 7-Up, a bottling company, discrimination against mid-level managers, African American and Central American managers, and also won a fairly large lawsuit for some African American teachers who were discriminated against at the Southgate Middle School during the latter 90s. Recently settled a case involving a videotape beating of a Mexican youth here in the city of LA, and ended up settling that matter with the city of LA for a fairly nice sum for my client.
Also, can you give advice for kids who are interested, or students who are interested, or activists who want to become a lawyer, and what they should do?
I would just be clear what type of lawyer you want to be, because I think that there are alternative ways of becoming a lawyer that most people, as we discussed this evening, are not aware of. You can become a lawyer through an internship, working for another lawyer who's been in practice for 5 years or more. You can actually do independent study, and also you can do the traditional law school, which I would not suggest for people who are activists. I think they should try to obtain an alternative education in the law, because it will give you in the end a different way of applying the law, as opposed to the kind of indoctrination you would get in a traditional law school, where you end up representing the corporate world.
Also, you were in the LA Panthers. What was it like working with Elaine Brown?
I had a lot of respect for Elaine Brown. We as individual people have our own sort of like negatives and positive qualities, and Elaine certainly had her share of negative qualities, but I thought that the Black Panther Party really moved ahead in terms of its impact in the black community, particularly in Oakland, under her leadership after Huey exiled himself to Cuba. Elaine did a tremendous job in really grounding the party in the community in Oakland, and also an effort to try to reestablish the Black Panther Party outside of Oakland.
Also, last question is, people are interested in getting into community organizing. Could you give some advice?
I would tell them to study and read as many books on the Black Panther Party as they can, because the party really represented the height of community organizing in America, particularly among African Americans, but not exclusively, but also among its support in the white community and the brown community, and in the Native American community. The party had both a national sort of like strategy and understanding of the issues, and also a international or global understanding of the interconnectedness and the relatedness of struggles of people around the world. So I would urge people to study the history of the Black Panther Party.
All right, thank you for the interview.
All right.
Power to the people.
Power to the people.